So, let me ask you something. In your career, who can you truly count on? Today, we're going to decode an ancient code for survival, but not for the battlefield. No, for the modern workplace. This is all about building alliances that actually last. I mean, think about it. The source material for this explainer kicks off with a pretty chilling warning. The most dangerous betrayals? They often don't come from your enemies. They come from the people you thought were on your team. This is what we're tackling today. Alliances. And here's the heart of the problem. We're all living in a bit of a social illusion. You might have 5,000 connections online, right? But how many of those people would actually pick up the phone for you in a real crisis? Like at 3 a.m.? The source argues that we're so busy collecting contacts that we've totally forgotten how to build a real inner circle.
So why are our professional relationships so fragile? And maybe more importantly, how can a 3,000-year-old text, the I Ching, possibly give us a blueprint to fix them?
Well, the answer really lies in a fundamental mindset shift. The ancient wisdom of the Baigua, that's the alliance, hexagram. It isn't about networking in the way we think about it. It's a guide to, gathering hearts, building genuine, powerful relationships that can actually withstand some pressure. Okay, so let's decode this whole concept of the Baigua. Because hidden inside this ancient symbol is a surprisingly relevant, super practical strategy for our modern careers. The Baigua is basically Confucius's guide to managing your inner circle. Seriously. You can think of it as a playbook for navigating the crazy complexities of workplace politics and building a team that's, a united front. So the hexagram's image, water over earth, it perfectly illustrates this tension that exists in any alliance. You've got water, which represents your ambition and resources. Now, it can either be absorbed and supported by the earth, creating this fertile, productive ground, or it can just erode and control it, becoming a destructive force.
And that is the crucial point. Right there. You have to learn to tell the difference. Are your colleagues just draining your energy, your resources, or are they giving you that solid foundation that lets your ambitions flourish? Think Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. That's a classic case of Earth supporting water.
Now, the Bagua isn't just some abstract idea. It's a practical roadmap. It lays out this 6-stage journey to mastering alliances, and it's designed to take you from being a vulnerable newcomer all the way to a strategic leader.
So here it is, the Alliance Mastery Path. It's a 6-stage journey. And as we walk through each of these steps, I want you to think about where you might be on this path right now.
Okay, stage 1. You're the new person. Your greatest asset isn't being clever or strategic. No, it's what the source calls dumb sincerity. Just be authentically you. Instead of trying to play politics or listen in on gossip, be the person who brings in snacks. You're building your trust bank, one real interaction at a time. All right, once you've got some footing, maybe you're a new manager, your focus has to shift inward. Your main job is to secure the loyalty and trust of your direct reports. The source points to leaders like Dong Mingzhu, who was famous for cultivating her protégés. The key is building that internal chain of trust. And here's a huge warning. Trying to form alliances with people above your direct superior, that can easily be seen as a direct threat. Be careful there.
Sooner or later, you're gonna hit stage 3. This is the tough one. This is when you realize you've made a mistake. You've put your trust in someone who is actually working against you, a fake ally. So what on earth do you do?
The ancient strategy here is it's fascinatingly modern. You don't call them out, you don't make a big scene, that just creates chaos. Instead, you recognize the betrayal, you keep them close, and you use their position to your advantage by, get this, controlling the information they get. You turn their threat into your strategic asset.
So, once your internal base is rock solid, it's time to look outward. But here's the thing, a true strategist doesn't wait until they need help. Nope, they build their next set of alliances in secret, long before they make any big public move. The source brings up Lei Jun, who is apparently lining up his investor matrix for Xiaomi while he was still at his old company. He literally built his parachute before he jumped out of the plane.
Now, at the highest level of leadership, the strategy completely shifts. The source uses this brilliant metaphor. Think of a royal hunt, where the king intentionally leaves an escape route open.
See, the goal isn't to capture everyone. It's to apply just enough pressure so that the disloyal members, they just flee on their own. It purifies the team without a big, messy fight. The bad actors just select themselves out.
And that brings us to the final stage of mastery. It is not about being the network tourist. You know the type. Shows up everywhere, at every conference, but nobody really remembers their name. No, it's about being the niche king. You're not in every room, but you are absolutely indispensable in the right room. You are the one person everyone knows to call for a very specific, high-value problem. So, after all this, what can we take from this ancient wisdom and actually apply today? Well, the source boils it all down into 3 really powerful modern rules for managing your alliances. Think of these as your 3 social atomic bombs, in a good way. These are highly effective strategies that can totally reshape your professional life. Okay, first thing, stop collecting contacts. Start practicing what the source calls network subtraction. It even makes this bold claim that curating your network down, really focusing it, can increase its actual value by 300%. It is all about depth, not breadth. Quality over quantity.
Number 2, build your alliances on a foundation of mutual interest, not just emotion. Look, friendships are great, but they can be fickle. A shared project, a side hustle, some kind of common, tangible goal, that creates an ironclad bond that is much, much harder to break because your success is now tied together.
And finally, number 3, you have to audit your network. Don't wait for a crisis to find out who you can really count on. Regularly, even just mentally, run the hardship test. Ask yourself, who in my circle has actually proven to be reliable when things get tough? And that brings us to the final, really provocative takeaway. Forget how many followers you have. Just ask yourself this one tough question. The people who just popped into your head, the ones who would pass this ultimate test, that is your real alliance. That is your true network. And those are the people who are worth everything.